and welcome into the Knicks-Verse pregame show with my awesome guests, Stephen Fox and Quis of Sports Vibes TV. Welcome, brothers. How are you guys feeling today? Foxy and I just had we just started the show before and
is this deja vu, man? This is some good shit.
Realized I didn't press go live.
I was in the back room or backstage watching, and I'm like, I don't think they're live, but they're running the show, so do what you gotta do.
And I kept looking over at the studio control. I'm like, wait, it's not live yet.
And the funny part is the chats are still, coming in, so it seems like you guys are live.
Right. That's what I thought. Oh,
well, I knew we weren't live because I did a shout out for our boy Derek, where I did my Derek. So that's why I knew we weren't live. So how you doing, Quis? How's my guy?
I'm good. How's everything with you guys?
Good. Salute to the U. Salute to George. Salute to the SV Nation. Salute to into the Knicks-Verse family. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's win this game tonight, folks.
Facts.
Oh, we need this game bad. I'm calling this a must-win.
We've got a lot of must-wins to start the season, George. The third or fourth one we've had to call a must-win.
This is the third one, right? For sure.
Very important, though, because if we end up losing, I think, what would that be? 4 of the last 5? L's in 4 of the last 5. So, definitely a big game, a game we have to win.
Yeah.
Get some payback, some revenge. Last time we went up against them, we lost, and Toronto fans, they let us hear about it in the comment section. So,
man, they were brutal. They were brutal.
You're 1-1 so far this season.
Yeah, man. Wait, you know what? Let's just jump into well, for one, you guys, it's like we did last time, recap a little bit of the Indiana Pacers game. I'll start with you, Quis, this time. Any thoughts that have developed since that devastating loss?
It showed us, more of Julius Randle being Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. The Spurs game, he came out and he was a facilitator. He got his teammates involved, and we saw that he was able to take over in the third, and we were able to function as a pretty good-looking offense. And then, against the who did we play again? We played the
Pacers.
Against the Pacers. He came out. He was looking for his shot early on and often, and the offense was moving fine. We scored 57 in the first half.
Yeah.
But then right around there. But then when he
gave up 70.
I was about to say the bad part was we gave up 70.
I know, but 57 should have been enough.
Yeah, but then it's not just that we gave up 70. With Julius Randle looking for his shot, we scored 57. But once he kind of tapered off, our offense was non-existent. So he didn't get his teammates involved early and often, and we paid for it in the end towards the later half of that game. But yes, the defense was terrible as well, Foxy. I sent you a clip. Not Julius. RJ allowed his man to get into the paint. Evan Fournier was in no man's land. Duarte wide open, corner 3. And Duarte was a beast. Really made it look like the Knicks should have tried a lot harder to go up and try to get him, because he was a problem last night.
No doubt.
Yeah. Foxy?
Yeah, my brother Quis nailed it. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde with Randle. You never know from one game to the other who you're going to get. He had back to his 5 turnovers again, and is tapering off mean not scoring in the second half, Quis?
I don't want to bash him too much. They say I'm a Julius Randle hater, so I want to be.
Oh, you're the coolest.
Try not to come up a little too biased, but yeah.
Back to our 17 assists for the game. That's killer, folks. Shot 30% from 3. Wow. 41% from just field goal percentage. Out rebounded. It was just really, really ugly, man. Gave up 26 fast break points. Those are the things you just can't do. We got killed 60-44 in points in the paint. It was just another really shocking bad performance.
Yeah.
We booked that Spurs performance with 2 terrible performances out there.
Yeah, you said it. You bookend. It was just so you nailed it, man. It was like, how do we do that, man?
My post game after the Pacers game was a little heated. I was a little bit heated. I was a little hard on Thibs, even though the players. I do want to be specific. The loss was on the players, but I was heated at Thibs for not taking advantage of the moment and utilizing all the tools that he has, the bench and the youth, the energy that they could provide on the second game of a back-to-back. That was the night. That was the night to do it. You know, I mean, hey, if Fournier's got, stomach pains, start Grimes. That's the night to experiment, do something. I mean, because if your team is going to come out with that kind of energy, they don't deserve to be on the floor. So that's the thing. I think Thibs won. And again, because it's a missed opportunity. As we keep talking about the future, and I mean the future in months, we're going to need those guys, in February and in March. But if you're not utilizing games like the Pacers game, the second game of a back-to-back, when your starters have nothing, then it's a wasted opportunity. So that was the main issue I had with that, and just another bad loss. We have too many bad losses. The team is it's sputtering, no cohesion right now. I know we keep using that word, but it's so right. They just, I was listening to KFTV, and they were talking about the lack of identity on this team. What's interesting is, though, last year's identity was based on the defense. I mean, our offense sucked last season. Let's be honest. Except we had one guy having one of the most amazing. Actually, Julius Randle had the statistical career of any Knick ever last season.
Larry Bird level.
Exactly. And that's why we were able to win 41 games, because we had an excellent defense, and then we had a guy who we could go to give us 35 points in a night. Like, where was 35? Where was the 32 that RJ gave us in San Antonio? Where was that 32 from Julius the next night? Not that he was on his way. He had 18 in that first half and then nothing in that second half. So these guys got to bring it tonight. They have to. They can't get a defeat tonight. I mean, there'll be 2 games under 500. Now, the schedule does soften up a little tiny bit for the rest of the year. We do have a couple tough games. One with Warriors,
Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. We face the Hawks on Christmas. But we kind of have a regular season Knicks kind of can beat regular season Hawks. So I'm not as worried about that matchup anymore, but who knows? Who knows what team is going to show up? Where should we start now? Let's start talking about the upcoming contest that we have coming up here. Got the Raptors. The Raptors, again, we're facing another team also with a 4-6 record in the last 10 games, just like us. That was the same situation with the Pacers. We're both, well, look at that. We have a minus 3.3 differential in points. Man, we are allowing 109.1 points per game. There was that nice little period where the defense, the team started playing some better defense. Unfortunately, we were also facing really much tougher competition. But now the defense has really become the issue. And so is the offense. Look at that. Only 105 points per game we're scoring. Now, the Raptors, actually, they're even more anemic, surprisingly. 103 points. That's it. That's all they're scoring per game. Yikes. Rebounding, we're ahead in the rebounding situation. Assists, we're both poor assist teams. And field goals are almost the same. And really, we are kind of similar. You're right, Foxy. Scotty Barnes. We didn't face Scotty Barnes last time.
I know.
We're finally going to see the super rook.
Yeah.
Quis is just shaking his head.
Yeah, because we lost and they didn't have him. Siakam didn't play either, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we still took that L. And we were leading, if I'm not mistaken, for the majority of that first half. And things just went left in that third quarter. I think they outscored us 38 points to 22. And at that point, we really couldn't right the ship and pull ahead. One of those terrible third quarters for us.
Yeah. OG killed us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody on the court killed us. They kept the same 5 out there for the full 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, man, actually, let's look at the here we go. OG's out. Birch is out. Precious Achua's out. Justin Champagne, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And David Johnson. Those Precious and Champagne are day to day. So we'll see about them.
So
but
game
Nerlens Noel, once again, not available tonight.
No, he's available. I thought.
No, he is. I just got a thing.
Yeah.
I just got a note.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome.
All hands on deck.
Oh, good. Wow, it's been a while since we've had all hands on deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's been more than a minute.
So we're lucking out, folks. We're 27 points between OG and Kem Birch, and 11 rebounds between the two that they'll be missing in that lineup tonight.
Yep, but now they added Scotty Barnes, and I think Siakam's back. So
yeah, no doubt we didn't play him last time. Yeah, he's averaging almost 20 Siakam. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting. A couple of weird facts about Toronto. They're second in the league in offensive rebounds, but they're last in the league in defensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's a wild stat.
Yeah, for sure. They're 25th in field goal percentage, 18th in 3-point percentage, but they're only 22nd in 3-point attempts. They don't get to the line much. 27th in foul total, foul shot attempts, 27th in 2-point percentage. So I think they are third in steals. So I was going to say it before, the matchup that's scaring me tonight, folks, and based on the last time, is Fournier again. Fournier and Gary Trent. Gary Trent really impacted his handles last time, his game. And if there's one player that I'm afraid of tonight, it's Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, he hurt us last time.
Mm-hmm.
And with Fournier, I think it's going to happen again. So what do you think? Who, is Scotty Barnes going to take on RJ? Is Siakam going to be Randall? Is Van Fleet Burks? What do you think is going to be, who we going to be defending? Who's going to be defending us?
I think they'll probably put Barnes on RJ.
Yeah, that's what I had too.
Yeah.
Well, you guys think Siakam's going to be on Randall?
Power forward to power forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And plus, that's how they matched up last year too. Randall on Siakam.
Yeah. And that Trent Fournier, folks, that's the one to watch. Or not watch. Put my blinders on. Oh no.
Let's talk a little bit about Evan Fournier. This guy's been so inconsistent. I mean, it's just I'm surprised he's been as inconsistent as he has been. Now the last game, he had that the bad steak situation. Which was, I thought that was kind of bizarre, that whole bad steak.
Yeah, man.
Well, you did say Evan Fournier is an interesting listen, so.
And he
delivered.
Yeah, at the end, his post-game show, he always says the right things in the post-games. But then, comes game time, he doesn't deliver. But he felt, this is one thing he said, he felt that lately he had been starting to play better. And then unfortunately had that bad steak, took him down. I'm not sure I agree with him that he's gotten better. Maybe he's feeling better on the court. So maybe then eventually that will show in actual production. But we need 20 points a night from that guy if he's going to play the kind of defense he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Or else it's going to have to be bench the put the man in the second unit time.
Yeah, no matter how much we paid him.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, the whole contract thing, this is not baseball. I don't care how much the guy's making. If he's not playing, there's only 5 guys.
There's only one thing we care about: winning.
Exactly. Only care about winning, and there's only 5 players on the court at a time. One player accounts for 20%. You can't have 20% of your lineup being used up by somebody only because he's getting paid a lot of money. You can't do it. I mean, that's just that doesn't work in this sport. In baseball, it's totally different. That's totally different. But you can't do it here. There's no way. Because in baseball, you can wait to see, okay, maybe a guy, he's got to work his way out of a slump. You have 162 games. There's 8 other hitters in the line. I mean, 7 other hitters in the lineup in the National League, in the American League.
Yeah, I was about to say American League.
Yeah. Now it might be 8 in both leagues.
Eventually, they decide to stop blocking out the players.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like in that one, you're kind of like, hey man, we can't have a guy who's making $25 million, sitting on the pine. Get him. And that I get that, but not in basketball. You can't win like that, and it's hurting us. And I put out the video yesterday, clearly showing what the best 4 players together are on this team in terms of balance. Also, they may not be the like the best offensive unit necessarily, or the best defensive unit necessarily, but all around balanced was Derek, IQ, RJ, and Randall. Those 4 with a 5th, whoever Thibs wants to put in there. Of course,
the way they play, I got to drink a 5th.
Yeah. I mean, lately, it's just been so inconsistent. But RJ still, even though, we lost and he didn't have such a great game, he's, at least he still gave us 19 points, hit 3 out of 5 3-pointers. So his 3-point shot is truly coming on finally, because we need that.
We hope, because we thought it was coming along earlier on in the season, and then he fell right off a cliff again. So hopefully it stays. We're going to need him in this game once again.
Yeah, I mean, but in the last 10 games, he's shooting 44.7% from the 3. So that's a decent amount of games now. So we can I think we can safely say the 3-point shot is back, but he's still not finishing at the rim at the level we need.
He's not.
Yeah. He showed us a little bit of a mid-range shot here and there. We caught that one over on the elbow. That was nice, little pull-up that he hit. Was that the first shot of the game? No, he shot a 3. But he's starting to come around. But Randall, man, it's like, dude, like you were saying earlier, he's got to decide what kind of player, how he's going to lead this team. I can't believe he hasn't figured that out yet after 25 games. And I think those things are making life even harder for Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, Evan, I would not mind if the offense was get open looks for Evan and just let him shoot and shoot and shoot. He's a high volume shooter, and when he hits 1 or 2, he might hit 8 or 9. We've seen him do it already. And let me tell you, we all blast him. We make, we're annoyed by his defense and everything, but there's many, many games where he was the one who kept us in a game, or he would hit 3 3-pointers in a row, or drive and get a steal, and he'd provide a spark, a little mini spark for like a 3-minute, 4-minute stretch. Then the rest of the team would catch up, and on the games we won. And sometimes, it didn't end up in a win, but he has provided that offense. He just hasn't done it consistently. And I think it's because of the issues because of Randall. He's just not providing the leadership that these guys need. And you could sense that Evan could take over if he has the ability to, but then it's like, then it becomes, is it an ego battle? I don't know. Is he afraid to do that because of Randall? I don't know. What do you guys feel about all of that?
I mean, Evan's new to the team. It's going to take some time for him to really step up into that role. And I think in a locker room, it's hard for a player to step into that leadership role when you're not playing well yourself. It's hard to look at your teammates and let them know you want to start leading when you're not leading by example first. So you said it at the beginning of the show, George. These guys are saying all the right things, but we're not seeing it in action, So for them or for Evan Fournier to go into that locker room and try to step up and be the leader, being the first year here with this team on a large contract, and you're not, fulfilling your role here on the team, I think it's just going to be hard for him to really take that leadership role. But hopefully I don't know about you, George, saying Fournier go out there and shoot a lot. I think the issue with that starting lineup is you have 3 players now in Fournier, Randall, and RJ. I think they're all most effective with the ball in their hands. So I think that's really where you see a lot of the issues.
I just meant that he's a world-class shooter. He is one of the best shooters in the NBA. He's one of the best shooters in the world. That's what I mean. I don't mean he can like lead a team. He can be a number 1 on a team, but he can in a game.
I mean, not even lead it. I'm talking about like step up in a leadership role. That's what you were trying to.
No, leadership would be
imply.
Because he can't. He's got a roadblock, which is he's new. Like you said, he's new. Stuff.
Yeah, but shooting's all about rhythm. And you've heard me say, call Randall a rhythm vampire. I watched the game again and stop, pause, rewind. On the cross court pass that Fournier had the turnover, if you watch 2 seconds before that, on the dribble handoffs that Randall's doing, I think he's sabotaging in some way Fournier or being selfish. He's not setting a proper screen, so he knows that Fournier is going to have to give him back the ball. So on the play that he threw that, if you watch 2 seconds before that, he was supposed to give up the ball, and he took another couple of dribbles thinking that he was going to get his, and then he gave the ball back to Fournier, and the rhythm was all off. So this guy, Randall, is killing people's rhythm, and it doesn't show up in box scores. Oh, it does. We'll miss shots and things like that. On second thought, maybe I'm wrong on that one.
No, so you make a great point, because one thing I have noticed, so a few times when Randall really puts his mind to it, he can set Evan Fournier up well.
He'll do when he wants to.
Dribble handoff, he'll set the screen, and Evan will hit that 3, but then that goes away.
It does. He just gives it, and he's very slight for a guy that's 6'9". It's like, whoa, and that's why I'm saying he has to know that now that defender, because of the lack of speed on Fournier's part, the defender's going to be on him, and Fournier's going to have to kick it right back to Randall.
Yeah.
And Randall's going to get what he wants then. He's going to get the shot, not Fournier.
Yeah. Here we see these are the season averages now. We're averaging 106.9 points per game. Toronto's 104.9. Rebounds, we get one more rebound pretty much. The assists are about even. They get more steals. Those are those Scotty Barnes long arms and Siakam, and those they really are. They're thieves.
Got a bunch of lengthy defenders.
Yeah. We're leading them in blocks. Turnover is about the same. Field goal percentage, we're ahead. 3-point percentage, we're ahead. And free throws, we're ahead. So we're a slightly better shooting team, but they are a better defensive team right now.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Another weird stat on them that usually it's not this weird, strange versus offensive and defensive rating is what, George and I, disciples of Tibbs, is the effective field goal percentage. On offense, they're 26th in the league with a .498 percentage, but they're 22nd on defense at a .532. A lot of times it's a lot closer than that. So they're giving up a lot more effective field goal percentage on defense. So they're, it's a 30.34% is a lot. But yet if you look at the other statistics, offensive rating and defensive rating and stuff, I think I have it here. Here it is. On the defensive rating, they're sorry, my freaking eyesight. I'm blind, folks. I am so blind in my old age. They're 15th with 109.7 and 21st with a 110. So that's a lot different than being 26 on offense and effective field goal percentage than offensive rating being 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's anomalies that I've noticed like that with coming into this game.
That could be also because they've had a lot of injuries. Like Siakam was out for a big long stretch. Barnes was out.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe that could be why such a inconsistent.
We're lucky OG's not playing tonight, folks.
Yep.
Yeah, he loves to like go up against RJ. That guy. And speaking of RJ, he's going. I believe this is the first his first game in Toronto since his rookie season. So they're going to be hyped there, man. They love RJ.
Yeah.
It also tells us everyone on the team is vaccinated, because if you're not vaccinated, you can't come back into the country.
Yeah, well, they have to be to play in New York.
That's true.
Why Kyrie's
That's true.
not vaxxed.
That's true.
Yep.
I forget about our guy,
Yeah.
Commandant de Blasio.
Yeah, thanks to him, man. That's how it happened. There we go. Francisco Gio. Finally figure out how to say the name. Give ball to D Rose, Thibs. Yes. Give the man the keys. Let him drive this truck.
Who's that in the icon, Jordan? I'm just as blind as Foxy. I can't see. I just see a red jersey.
It looks like it is Chicago. It is Chicago. Can't quite tell. He'll tell us. Francisco Gio.
Let us know in the chat, please.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. All right, hey, let's shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Lex the Destroyer, my guy.
Hey, Lex is in the house.
One of the great minds in history.
Definitely.
Devon Hudson.
Chappelle Williams. What's up, man?
Duke's rocks. Both Raps bigs are injured. OG is also injured. Knicks should win this game.
Yeah.
Do not disagree there.
Yeah. And the weird thing about looking at our team defensively, we're 6th defensively in field goal percentage. We're 6th defensively in 2-point percentage, which is great. You're top 10 right there, but we're 18th in 3-point percentage. So if we can make a couple of tweaks here or there, we can bring that down. Here comes their defense back.
Yeah. And then once those teams start knocking down the threes, there goes our defensive intensity for the rest of the game.
Well, if you give somebody 24 feet, I know, all these open shots on her, which is driving us crazy. The other game was 18, open threes. Yeah, that's just inexcusable. And also what's killing us is we're 26th in 2-point percentage. You hear me say it, folks. We shoot a lot more twos than we do threes. So 26th in 2-point percentage, and obviously 27th in assists. It's killing us. We're 7th in 3-point percentage, but we got to hit our 2-point shots, man. Finish. Or mid-range.
Absolutely. Right now, I feel like we have so many issues that it's almost like it's like, we have problems scoring, finishing at the basket. We don't get enough assists, not enough ball movement. Our defense is porous. We have guys that don't feel. There's no chemistry with the first unit. There's our center position. Mitch got pulled for Nerlens, but now Nerlens has been sick. There's just so much in flux with this squad that's why you really need Randall to be the man and be consistent every single night, so everyone else can kind of like at least feel can grow from that. But he's not. He's just like them. We don't know what he's going to get, what he's going to give us each night, even though
or how he's going to play, like Quis was saying.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. Wally sits. I'm sorry. Take it, Quis.
I was just going to say, George, a lot of those things you mentioned, those were the things that we fell in love with. We always loved the Knicks, but we fell in love with the team last year because of the way they played, the way they had chemistry out there on the court. They played solid defense, and they put the effort and the work in. We're not seeing that every single game from this team, and that's what's so frustrating, and that's what's demoralizing as a Knicks fan, because we thought those days were over where we would see the lackadaisical play, where we would see the team let go of the rope. But now it seems like it's starting to rear its ugly head once again. So hopefully we can go out there, have a solid performance tonight, and try to right the ship. Because if you want to look at it, you can say we've won 2 of our last 3. I don't want to have to look at it and say we lost 5 of our last 6.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was going to say that Wally said something really that hit me the other night, that he said after the Nuggets game, Tibbs held a quote unquote a really good workout practice, and they came in and they beat the Spurs. But then we laid an egg against the Pacers, and Wally said he thought it was because we had that hard practice. Then we played the Spurs, and then the very next game we had no legs because we had a hard practice, back to back. And how many times have I said to you, God, their balls are hitting the front of the rim. God, their legs look tired. And I'm like, God, but if you run practices like the legendary type of practices that relentless practices that Tibbs does, we're only 25 games in, and their legs are, washed sometimes, and could Wally be hitting the nail on the head saying these practices are taking away some of our bounce on these guys?
Yeah, I think, but see, that's why play the youth in that second game.
Thank you. I love you. Exactly.
In that second game, play the youth all year.
Now you're talking. Now my boys are going.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Come on. I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah. I think right now, Thibs really has to respond in some way, either add some new plays. They have to do something, because what they've been doing isn't working anymore. Maybe it worked, those first 6 games of the season, but even that was kind of, I didn't even think we were playing that well, honestly. And we were 5-1, which is great. So I thought, oh wow, okay, cool. This team is loaded with talent. When it starts clicking, man, we're really going to explode. In fact, the opposite happened. It's like we blew a gasket or something, and we need repairs. And, Thibs has tried some things, taking Kemba out completely out of the rotation.
Putting a small forward in at point guard.
Yeah, he's experimenting. I'm fine with that. But you know what? At the end of the day, Burks is not a point guard.
Ding,
ding.
He
doesn't have the handle. He doesn't. And this is one thing that I saw often. I love Burks. I love his game. I'm glad that we picked him over Bullock in terms of who are those two we were going to sign, because he has more versatility. But the problem is that he doesn't have the handle that a point guard needs. So, like you saw, Brogdon slowed him down.
Made him get frantic.
To just get over the half court line. So by the time he's over, and then he can even start initiating the play, we're down to like 14 seconds on the shot clock. That's a problem. And then what happens? The ball goes to Randall, and then Randall takes his 9 seconds to do whatever he does.
37 dribbles.
Yeah, and then it results in a bad possession. And now it's not every time that happens, but often enough. And that's the weakness of having Burks as the point guard right now.
And if we see, other teams see it. And
who does have a good handle?
Quick. D-Rose?
Yes, Quick does, and D-Rose. That's how they're, that's in my mind.
Because D-Rose is a point guard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like done with the concerns for the second unit. I don't care. You don't win games because of your second unit. You win games because of your first unit, and your second unit keeps you in the game. You hope. Your first unit is what should be the most dominant unit. That's what I want to. I'd rather repair that than preserve the second unit. This whole thing, we got to keep them on the bench, keep those guys together. I don't care. I want to win. And Derrick Rose is our best point guard on his team. He should be the starting point guard. End of story. And if you're worried about his minutes, then don't play him that many minutes, but he can still start. What's the average?
And
20
start and close.
He can start and close. Exactly.
Here he's averaging 20, almost 24 points a game, 23.6
minutes per game.
minutes per game. Yeah.
Yeah. That, I mean, he can stay around there. Yeah, he's 23.6. Yeah.
And that's what Quis and I talked about, a while ago, that we said we wanted around 22 to 24 minutes is probably to keep him so he has something left at the end of the season. So that's good management right there.
And he still dealt with injuries at the minutes he has now. So
that's
hopefully,
what at his age, what we were worrying about, and also his type of play.
Yeah, but aside from rotation changes, Tibbs also has to modernize the offense a little bit. You look at the Indiana Pacers and the amount of off-ball movement that they had out there on the court. You don't see that with the Knicks.
No,
it's almost like we're playing early 2000s,
but Keith,
late
it's
90s.
It's hard
offense.
to do that when you don't have a point guard with the handle that's required to at least initiate it.
Even if we had a point guard with handle, it doesn't make a difference if Julius is hogging the ball and he doesn't get a chance, the point guard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a lot of us, Derrick Rose and Julius Randle, they overlap minutes a lot. So it's not like Julius Randle's out there the whole game without an actual point guard. And we still see some of the same behavior from him out there on the court. So it's not just us not having a point guard with the starting lineup. I know that affects us a lot. I won't take away from it, but it's also on Tibbs and actually putting some plays in there that can help get us some easier looks. I've said before, Tibbs does run some variation of the triangle, which, is a little outdated, but we've seen it work with the Warriors. So why can't he take some of the things we've seen with the Warriors out there where we're seeing Steph Curry work off ball? We have shooters on this team that they can do similar things. Alec Burks can do that. Fournier can do some things like that. Why aren't we seeing some more of that with this team? And, maybe Tibbs in the offseason needs to start bring somebody onto that coaching staff that can help install some of those plays, because this is the second year in a row where we're seeing the offense pretty look bland out there.
Yeah. And again, one of the most bizarre things that illustrates that is the little play between Fournier and Randle. When Randle does the dribble handoff, and he comes around like almost a curl, he stops rather than continue the rotation. So it basically freezes out if he continue the rotation, then he could look at the other guys on the floor to see if anybody is open or is, but he stops, and then it's just those two, and everyone is basically ghosted, man. Nobody has a chance to do anything. So watch that, folks. I don't understand why they just stop together and give it back. And also they do it at such a distance that it brings the defenders on them. So it doesn't give either one any distance who has the ball, regardless who gets the ball back. So it's like bizarre. Why do you keep doing this?
It's maddening.
It is. It's about separation. It's, God. And what the hell's up with IQ? He's shooting like shit again.
Yeah, I'm not that worried about that.
I am
shooting. Yeah, I mean, his shot it'll be there. But I mean, we need him now. I mean, it would be great if he was, not going through this little cold spell that he's going through right now.
Because he's not shooting well from two either.
In the house, go 6 Trey. He says, how can you give Thibodeau credit for taking Kemba out of the lineup when neither Kemba, Burks, nor Payton should have been starting over D Rose in the first place? Well, the answer is simple. Thibs is not the boss of this team. Leon Rose is, and Leon brought him in to be the starting point guard. There was no way at all that Kemba was going to be with the second unit to begin the season. They had to see what Kemba had, because Rose works very well with the second unit. So, but now we know that didn't work. He made the move, but he chose Burks instead of Rose. So yeah, that part is ridiculous. You know what? They've painted themselves into a corner. They, meaning Thibs and Rose. Leon Rose.
But which one?
I mean, they have, because now, the Kemba thing didn't work. They didn't give the keys to IQ and say, you know what, we're we're keeping Rose in the second unit no matter what. Here you go, IQ. No, they tried this Burks thing. The Burks thing ultimately is probably not going to work
at all.
So now you're going to end up starting Rose, and then people are going to be like, why didn't you just do this after game 10? Now you've wasted 20 more games. And then that's going to cost them. If the Knicks don't turn it around, just be really clear, because we're going to say, if they don't turn it around, it'll be because they made the wrong decision by switching Burks instead of Rose into the starting lineup earlier.
Yep.
Now they kind of have to. Because what other options is there? I mean, I guess they can start IQ. That's the other option.
I would like that.
I wouldn't mind it either, but you see how it just feels like, okay, well then what if that doesn't work, Quis? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, you are right. With Rose, that's at least an option where if you insert him into that starting lineup, he's a legitimate point guard, and it's at least you can stop the musical chairs at that position. So I can see why maybe they wanted to try Burks at first. They just wanted to experiment to see if it would work, knowing that they could always pivot back to a Derrick Rose. So if you look at that, and when they did it, it was all for a good performance with Alec Burks stepping into the starting lineup. So I guess Tibbs saw it, said, let's try that. And we always have a plan B.
I hear a little echo, fellas.
Yeah.
For me?
I just heard while Quis was talking an echo. So I don't know if anybody has anything open.
No.
Okay.
It could be because maybe the speakers thing? I don't know my head.
Maybe the speakers.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe so you are hearing it. Because I remember I asked you last time if you were hearing it.
Well, I didn't notice it.
The first time, yeah.
Yeah? All right, you guys talk. I'm going to put my headphones on.
Let's do the Lou Gehrig thing, though. I consider myself. Let's just say hi to our family. Anudi 25. Yo, Anudi, how are you, my friend?
Salute, Anudi. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys are subscribed to our guy, George, into the Knicks-Verse. Smash that like button.
And also Quis into SV Nation, Sports Vibe TV.
Yep, make sure you guys are tuned in. We'll be live Sunday, right?
We have a great show coming up Sunday at 8 p.m., folks.
Yep, some interesting topics.
Yeah, we're going to go crazy. You can't miss it. We're going to have a great time with the SV Nation.
Facts. Third Eye Open is saying Deuce can learn from Brunson being a solid point guard in today's NBA, being a small guard. Deuce is somebody we haven't spoken about yet. He should be a player that should begin. Well, we mentioned it briefly, I guess, saying we should play the young guys. But Deuce showing a lot of promise with the Westchester Knicks, and I think he should be in the rotation. If we do elevate Derrick Rose, there will be a position in that second unit, and Deuce is going to be in line to step up. It's going to be either him or Grimes. It depends what Tibbs is going to need. If he feels IQ can handle the point guard duties, then we might see Grimes get elevated. But if he thinks Quick is better off ball, then we could see Deuce step up and get a larger role on this team. He deserves a larger role. Even in the garbage minutes, he's playing solid defense.
Folks, we're facing a guy, Fred VanVleet, that was undrafted. So if a guy that size can go undrafted, why can't Deuce become a star?
Absolutely. I love Deuce. I think he
see that left hand, it was only one layup, but he did it with his left hand. It was very sweet.
Yeah, and he got a steal right away.
Yeah, and his intensity down in that stance, it's like, yo, this guy could pick you up 94 feet, man.
God, it was great to see it, but it just infuriated me too, because I'm like, where was he in the first half? And when I saw Sims come off the bench, I was like, what? Sims is available?
The only good thing
he was still dealing with the illness.
Yeah. The only good thing is smoke came in George's ears and it started raining in LA for the first time in a while. So something good came out of it. George put up smoke signals and it made it rain in LA.
Totally, man. All right. So how do you think, what do the Knicks have to do tonight to win this game that they can actually do?
Hit 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We
shot 30% against the Pacers.
Man.
And we only put up 30. I'd like to put up a touch more, about 8 more, 8 to 10 more.
8 to 10 more. Yeah, that 37, 38 mark should be the minimum that we put up. Yeah. What people got to understand about the 3-pointer, just because, let's say you're 10 of 30, right? And you're like, or even worse, whatever, 8 of 30, whatever. You think, well, hey, if they keep shooting, no, literally, if they shoot another 10, they could hit 8 of those 10. I mean, that's the kind of shooting that we have on this team. So we do have to keep using that as a weapon, because that's the only way that we're really going to win consistently over time. Of course, we need to finish around the basket and have a little more diversity in terms of scoring from the mid-range. That would be nice. But we're not winning without putting up 37, 38, 40 3-pointers per game.
And they average about 15 and a half fast break points a game, the Raptors. So let's cut that and have good transition defense tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't mention anything about Obi. You guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think we go small ball
tonight?
I think there's a shot, man. I'm
on the fence. I think the last time we played them, small ball is really what allowed the Raptors to kind of get the lead and win that quarter 38-22. So I want to see what Tibbs is going to do with Obi. Is he going to have another game where Obi's only getting 12 minutes? Because Obi needs to see more time on the court. But in this game, I don't think it'll be in our best interest for it to be a small ball lineup. So Tibbs has been hesitant to try to, reduce Julius Randle's minutes. But do you think if Julius Randle comes out and he's not clicking or firing on all cylinders, do you think we finally see Obi get a little bit more minutes out there when he's deserving of more minutes? I know the between the leg dunk didn't help because I thought Tibbs was going to pull him.
If he missed that, man.
We wouldn't have saw him in a long time.
Long time. So I don't know. I wish I could answer you. Tibbs, I am like so flustered. I have no feel for Tibbs after all this time. And like you said, Obi's understanding his, like I brought up before, it's like a receiver who understands a seam. He understands now how to hang out on that baseline to get lobs and stuff. But you have to have somebody that works with him to do that, to bring out the best in him. We've talked about, his inability so far to hit mid-range and 3-pointers. But you know what? When you're phenomenal in the transition game and have some things, then, play to his strengths and optimize them. He can't do it alone. He needs somebody to help him.
Yeah. He needs to be fed. IQ's done a good job of doing that. They have a nice chemistry, those two. D Rose, he totally has a good chemistry with Obi. Even RJ. The few
they had a gorgeous pass last game.
Yeah. They have some nice chemistry. I just don't. I don't know. Because there's so many times where I'm like, yeah, this should be a game where Obi gets a lot of minutes, and then he gets 8 minutes. It's just so and this, look, Thibs is, all of our three basketball minds combined together probably don't even match half of Thibs's real brilliance in terms of understanding the game.
Agree. I'm humble that way, no doubt.
Yeah, so he might be doing something that we're just not seeing, that he's trying some things out, and so that's part of the problem, and he doesn't really explain it in the post games, so we understand, because he's experimenting. He's trying to run some plays. He wants to have Randle out on the court because he wants to see how he works with Fournier. Because he wants to the more time they spend together, they can finally create a nice 2-man game between the two of them, like the way he had with Bullock last year. Maybe that's the rationale. And you can't have Obi, Fournier, and Randle on the court together. So I don't know. It might be some of that thinking behind it, but either way, I just don't know when Obi's going to get the minutes he needs. I mean, what is the most he's ever played in an NBA game? 22 minutes, I think, once or something.
Low 20s, I think.
Yeah, low 20s. That's shocking.
For the
That's
eighth overall
shocking.
pick.
For our at 8th. Yeah, he was number 8 pick.
It's crazy. Our 25th pick gets more minutes than our 8th pick.
Yeah.
Twice as much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
And that's. But again, what's Obi even doing on this team with Julius Randle as your power forward? Why did we draft him? Not that there were that many other great options. I'm not a huge Halliburton fan, but of course he'd be, at least functionally, he'd be better for this team in terms of us being able to utilize him.
He would have replaced.
Why aren't you a fan of him? He has a skill that he makes the players around him better, man. Why wouldn't you love a guy like that?
I don't like his personality.
What? Somebody that comes to New York and say, "Hey, you didn't draft me. I'm going to haunt you every time I play you." That's the type of player I love. That's the type I want.
I don't like that kind of guy. I don't like those kind of guys that it's like, dude, you're getting millions. Just shut up and play. You know, I'm not into that kind of guy. But and there's other reasons why. But I want to get into it. But he's a good player.
Man, you'd fall in love with him real quick if he was playing for us.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, definitely. But I think I mean, in terms of fit, he would have been a better fit on this team than Obi if Randall's going to be your power forward.
And also defensively.
And defense. Yeah, exactly. He's a good defender.
Long,
great
7
size.
Yeah. And those passing lanes, disruptive, great foul shooter. Yeah. Yep. And he's a dog. He don't mind taking a shot on a kick out with 1 second left on the clock.
Yep. Devin Vassell would have been.
Yeah, we missed him the other night, but he's having a fine season, folks.
Yeah.
And that would have been the 3 that we've been looking for.
Bain was the guy I really wanted.
Oh, my God. You see his energy, man? Besides his shooting and everything, he got some crazy New York type of energy. Like, yeah. That's what we love, but he's doing that. We don't got him. And we could have.
Let's see here. Knicks 100. Salute, brother. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Knicks 100 AGM. We drafted Obi because we had a plan, but Randall had a season we abandoned the plan. That's true. They probably were planning on trading.
Mission. Yeah, but what a whole bunch of videos about it.
Yeah. So now so you have this guy Obi who is an interesting talent, special talent, great energy. He should be on the court. He should be getting at least 20 minutes a game.
I think 26 was his high.
26 was his high?
Yeah.
And that's probably just one time, right? Like,
yep.
Yeah. I'm surprised it was even that high, honestly. Was that this season?
Let me go back.
Was it an overtime game? That's another good question.
That could be.
October 21st, 2021. So beginning of last year.
October 21st.
Beginning of this year. You said 21.
This year.
Oh, this year. Then, yeah.
Oh, that was the Celtics.
Yeah, overtime.
That was the overtime game.
Who called
there
it?
You go. There you go. Keys called it.
Keys.
Gotta give it to myself real quick.
Yeah, that's my
Even
boy.
though I can't hear it.
Yeah, no, it's about time. I love when you do that. Actually, it was the 76ers, but why did I do that?
I was 76ers. Yeah, we need him, man. We need him to get some burn. Get some burn. Let's see. Here we go. I'm sure McBride is ready.
No, I think Quis is right. It's not that I think they got it wrong. Let me see one thing. Let me go to because I just looked at the box score. I print out everything. Yeah, I think my boy. I think Quis is right.
Welcome, Third Eye Open.
Yep, Quis is right. 28 minutes against the Celtics. 28 minutes and 23 seconds. Hit that applause one more time, folks.
Hey, only because you asked for it. I wasn't going to do it, but hey.
Yo, Quis.
Asked for it,
I love my Quis.
Yeah. Oh, we got AB came in here. He said he had 28 against the Celtics. Yeah, you're right. Right. That was the double over.
I was actually there for that game, so I was in attendance for Obi's career minutes high total. And the fact that we have to clock that is crazy.
It's totally crazy. So we have a deep team, but Thibs is underutilizing a lot of it, in my opinion. But again, he might be trying some things out, like I said before, and hopefully he'll come to his senses really soon. I think he must realize that the clock. The clock. I don't think he's going to get fired or anything like that. And I do think Thibs. I don't think that's going to happen. But I mean, in terms
we have a
of
5-game losing streak, and there's a team meeting. Watch out there, George.
Yeah, I know.
And
but
George, we're underutilizing the depth on this team in more ways than just one. With both, Tibbs not playing guys and Leon Rose having. Well, I guess it's both on Tibbs and Tibbs having guys on the team that he's not using, and we could move on from and bring in some players that do have value. There's no reason Selden should be sitting there being a practice player, quote unquote. Kevin Knox doesn't have a future here. Send him off. Let's get something and use that roster spot for someone else that can contribute or might have a future with this team, past this season. There's no reason for us to just have these players at the end of the bench when they realistically have no realistic way of contributing to this team.
Yeah. And you don't want another another post game where he has comments that could be perceived as throwing players under the bus. That left a lot of people bad taste in their mouth for, saying, hey man, RJ's a kid and a Randall. Nah, you could do Randall, but leave RJ alone. So
that's when Thibs never talks about Randall negatively at all. But when he says the team lacks cohesion, we lacked energy tonight, he's referring to Randall. Yeah, that's when he's referring to Randall. But I think he needs to be a little more. I don't know what's going on there, but something's wrong right now. And
he enables Randall. He's barking at everybody else on the team, and he enables Randall to have those games like he did against the Pacers. He's an enabler. And you wouldn't think that from a hard-nosed, discipline. I won't say he's a disciplinarian, but he's a hard-nosed coach. And he's out here allowing Julius Randle to do what he wants.
Our guy Lex, the Destroyer, he wrote, gotta cut Randall's minutes to 28 to get Obi 20. 37 is too much for Randall. Those extra 9 minutes is where Randall becomes Fullius Randall. That's right.
Yeah, you should trademark that one, man.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Hardwell. Hope all is well with you and your family.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's almost game time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So, 2 minutes from game time.
What do we got, guys?
When you're having fun.
I have a spiked iced tea. So
I drank too much last night. I haven't have to
I'm drinking tonight, folks.
Quis, what do you think?
We gotta win this game, so I'm predicting we win. 111, 103 if we're doing numbers.
111, 103. Oh, I like those numbers. How about you, Foxy?
Oh, I hope we win. I just having nightmares about Gary Trent last night doing something to us tonight. So I want to be positive that the Knicks win, but there's something in my belly saying, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. So stop smiling. People might think you like me, Quis. I'd rather not say who's going to win. I'm saying I hope. I'm not going to predict who wins. I'm just saying I hope the Knicks win.
All right.
I think code word right there.
This is going to be an unusual game because
I learned from Tibbs.
Yeah. I mean, we're in desperate mode, and RJ is returning home to play for the first time since he was a rookie. And if you see the response that the Raptors fans had to the first game this season with the Knicks, they love RJ. He's like a hero to them, and deservedly so. He won them the was it the FIBA gold for the under 19, and he was the MVP. He might be trying to put on a show for his hometown. And then how's Randall going to respond?
Who cares? As long as he's successful.
I know, but
and gets other people
in the same way he responded in the Spurs game.
Yeah.
Allow RJ to eat and then take over in the third.
Yeah. Or not take over at all. Let other guys eat.
Yeah.
So Hey, we got to go in a second, but Hardwell said that For the Love of the Game's on after. So if anybody, you want to see a recap, because none of us are doing recaps, check out my friend Hardwell on For the Love of the Game, man. Danny
Well, George does
Landis.
the edited recaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go live. But
Yeah.
So if you want some live recap, go check out my friend Hardwell, Hector, and Worldwide L on For the Love of the Game. Good guys, man.
Absolutely.
Danny Landis, another great guy.
All right, guys. Well, it's almost game time. We're here. I think we are going to win tonight.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
It's going to be one of those annoying games where we're going to play great, and we're going to think, we figured something out, and then who knows what happens the next game? Because that's what that San Antonio game felt like to me. But let's hope we have better luck. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, subscribe, hit the thumbs ups, follow Sports Vibes TV.
Sunday at 8 o'clock.
Sunday at 8 o'clock. It's a great show. And I'll be dropping the recap and more videos when I get some ideas. Really appreciate your support. And let's get this game. Come on, Knicks. Let's win this game tonight. Yeah, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you so much.